All right, guys, so we got a new analysis that just came out on Trump and his speeches and the way he talks, and there's some really interesting findings. So let's start with this. This is Peter Baker from the New York Times. They wrote up this whole thing originally. The analysis found that Trump speaks at a fourth grade level, far below that of rivals like DeSantis, who speak at an eighth grade level, which would be about normal for modern presidents. Still, on that metric, Trump's speech complexity has not changed dramatically as he has aged. He continues here. This is interesting. Similarly, he uses 32% more negative words than positive words now. So in other words, a much darker campaign, compared with 21% in 2016, which can be another indicator of cognitive change. And he uses swear words 69% more often than he did when he first ran, a trend that could reflect what experts call disinhibition. It's like that whole thing about as you age, you like give fewer fucks. Like you start not giving a fuck. You start not caring about the social mores. Is it mores or mores? Whatever it is. You don't care about the rules anymore. Like, you know, some grandpa could walk around with one ball hanging out of his zipper and like he doesn't give a fuck, right? It disturbs everybody else, but they're like, I don't care, Jack. And this is sort of what he's doing now. So swear words 69% more often than he did when he first ran. According to a New York Times computer analysis, Trump's rally speeches, this is the big one, guys, now last an average of 82 minutes compared with just 45 in 2016. Jesus Christ. He's almost going double the time in his rallies. And so remember, Kamala made a big deal about like, hey, people are leaving his rallies early. And he was like, no, they're not. No, they're not. Nobody ever leaves early. Well, one of the reasons why they're leaving early, sometimes they were held outside in like 100-degree heat. But you're going on for 82 minutes, bro. 82 minutes. Like, this isn't a concert. You're just rambling about your feuds with Bette Midler. Like, what are you talking about? 82 minutes compared to 45. He also uses 13% more all or nothing terms like, quote, always and never than he did 8 years ago. Trump has always been discursive and often untethered to truth, but with the passage of time, his speeches have grown darker, harsher, longer, angrier, less focused, more profane, and increasingly fixated on the past. That's the other thing that they point out in this article. He lives in the past constantly, and that is a key sign of aging and like diminishing mental capacity, is that he'll bring up, first of all, he thought he was running against Biden for like 5 weeks after Biden had already dropped out. It's a big red flag, right? But then all of his cultural references are like to the 1970s or 80s. Maybe he has some in the 90s, right? And again, they're saying that's a sign of aging and that it's actually getting to him. And so look, the thing about Trump is he generally has gotten away with his cognitive decline because he has the beginning of the type of dementia that just makes you angrier, right? So he speaks more in a more charismatic way, in a more aggressive way, with more certainty in his voice. And that can oftentimes paper over the substance of what he's saying. But as I've pointed out to you guys multiple times, if you take the transcript of an answer Trump gives in an interview or a transcript of a rally speech or whatever, and you read through it, it is incredibly concerning. It is like sentence fragment after sentence fragment. It's disjointed. It goes in one direction, then another direction. There's no logical connection from one thing to the other thing. It's concerning. And now, with Biden out of the race, what is front and center is, dude, this guy's brain is not working well. This guy's brain is not working well. And if you wonder, one of the many reasons why that 2016 magic is gone is because he's older, he's more tired, he's angry, he drones on more, he's less coherent. And here we are. So this is yet again another example, more proof, more evidence of Trump's cognitive abilities declining and declining rapidly, right? So now with Biden out of the race, this is a problem for him. This is an actual problem for him. And when you look at like a quantitative analysis like this, you could actually see it very clearly in the numbers that something's off, bro, and he ain't getting it back on track. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.